Describe what an introvert is.
Ang introverts, pag nasa party yan, mag-iisip niya ng excuse na paano ba ako uwi. So for example, after ng party, after ng event, weekend nun, magpapahinga lang. Pero ang extrovert, ang hinahanap niyan minsan, party after the party. So I'm Cap Hernandez. I've been in sales for 20 years. While doing sales, introvert ako. Hanggang ngayon, introvert naman ako. And that's the reason why I decided na baka makatulong ako sa mga introverts. Kasi alam ko yung challenges, alam ko yung ways, yung mag-work ng mga paraan para makabenta. So that's why I'm teaching introverts how to sell. Kasi ang tinuturo ko dito rin, paano ka makikilala? Eventually na sila na yung lalapit sa'yo.
To me, I see that's the main problem. Pag hindi ka nakabenta ng ngayon, wala na, ayaw ka na. What's your advice for that?
Okay, so first one is to
siguro the first question that I'm gonna ask you, which is the only question I'm gonna ask you for now, is tell us who you are, what you do, and what would you like to share with our audience.
Okay. So I'm Cap Hernandez. I've been in sales for 20 years. Nag-start kasi akong mag-sales 10 years old pa lang ako. So 30 years old pa lang ako.
Wow.
Joke lang. While doing sales, introvert ako.
Okay.
Hanggang ngayon, introvert naman ako. And that's the reason why I decided na baka makatulong ako sa mga introverts. Kasi alam ko yung challenges, alam ko yung ways, yung mag-work ng mga paraan para makabenta. So that's why I'm teaching introverts how to sell ngayong I started last year, 2024.
It's quite interesting. For our audience who doesn't even know the term introvert, describe what an introvert is.
May mga questions ako lagi pag workshops ko, talks.
For the average Filipino, usually
Okay.
pag sinabi introvert, extrovert, ano yung difference? Yeah.
Usually kasi ang introverts, pag napagod, gusto nila parang sila lang mag-isa. So for example, after ng party, after ng event, weekend nun, magpapahinga lang sa bahay. Pero ang extrovert, ang hinahanap niyan minsan, party after the party. Ang introverts, pag nasa party yan, mag-iisip niya ng excuse na paano ba ako uwi? Or ganon. So yun yung difference usually. Yung iba naman, talagang tahimik yung introverts eh.
I see.
So talagang tahimik. Yun yung mga challenges ko rin the past few years.
Okay.
Na, Kap, ang tahimik mo. Magsalita ka naman. Ang maganda ngayon, dahil alam na nila na introvert ako, pag pumupunta ako ng event, parang wala nang pressure na kailangan kong kausapin lahat. Sasabihan na lang ako, Kap, introvert ka nga, no? So wala na, okay.
Pero hindi ibig sabihin pag introvert ka, hindi mo pinapansin yung iba, right? So pag introvert, you're less social, tama ba?
Oo.
Less social, okay. Pero comfortable ka naman to be social.
Comfortable naman. Actually, meron akong levels of sa introverts eh. Nasa book ko 'yan. Basta yung isa, anxious introvert. So medyo ayaw talaga sa public niyan, ayaw makipag-usap. Ako nasa level na ako ng medyo social introvert. So kaya kong mag-network, kaya kong makipag-usap sa mga tao. Pero after that, pagod ako.
You prefer to go back home, pahinga, gano'n. Interesting. Considered ba introvert din yung mga tao, let's say, kukunti lang yung mga kaibigan, or namimili ng kaibigan, for example, meron lang sila 2, 3. Is that considered introvert?
Possible na introvert sila.
Okay, alright.
Pero ang misconception ng iba is, ang introvert mahiyain. Kasi may mga extrovert na mahiyain din eh. So hindi pwedeng hindi siya parang shy is equal to introvert. Hindi ganon. Merong mga introvert din na shy. Back in college, ganun ako. So problema na, introvert na nga ako, mahiyain pa ako. Sana ako dadalhin niya.
Kasama ba yan yung mga torpe din?
Torpe pa yun. Nung high school, torpe.
Saan ka pala nag-high school?
Lasal muna, then eventually nag-cost ka. Kasi yung mother ko naging high school head. grade school head nung time na yon. So yun, libre ako sa ano,
Wow.
sa napakamahal na school nung time na yon.
And then sa ka university or college?
UP College of Music.
Whoa. Diliman?
Diliman, no?
Whoa. Aktivista pala to. Hindi, joke lang.
Actually, hindi ako hindi ako mga ganon politics or
Okay.
rally, hindi ako mahilig.
That's good. Introvert nga.
Oh,
Hindi naman
introvert
mahilig
talaga.
mo. Let's circle back to sales. So, sabi mo, you're salesperson, an introvert salesperson. What do you sell?
Ngayon, na talaga, more on my services. So, I do sales training, coaching, LinkedIn workshops, LinkedIn coaching, LinkedIn training. So, yun yung focus ko. And yung sales ko talagang, nag-niche down pa ako. So, selling for introverts.
Okay, that's
So,
nice.
ang daming mga, for example, business owners, freelancers, and even mga coaches na introvert or magaling sa ginagawa nila, sa main business nila, pero nahihirapan silang magbenta. So, dun ako tumutulong.
When we talk about sales, is this a specific industry? Digital sales though? Or is this real estate? Can you enlighten us?
Ang pinaka-focus ko talaga B2B. B2B selling. Pero na-hire na ako, nakuha na ako mag-train ng mga insurance industries, real estate, food, mga distributor ng laptops, cellphones.
So, sa retail din.
Iba-iba rin talaga.
Okay.
Pero more on talaga, pinaka-expertise ko more on B2B.
B2B. Are we talking about supplying or suppliers, manufacturer, distributors? Ganun ba?
Oo, mga
pwede.
ganun. Oo,
Okay.
pwede.
Nice. Tell us about your book. Pagbigay yun.
Okay.
Tell us about your book. Ano yan? Is this your combination of your experience or is it like a technical book? How to? Tell us more about it.
Sige, I'd like to share muna yung kung paano talaga ako nagsimula sa sales.
Go ahead.
Mga kasi, more than 15 years ago, nung nag-start ako sa Unilever Philippines, nasabihan ako ng boss ko. So after 2 weeks of training, observing, saya-saya ko. Naalala ko Thursday night noon, kakatapos lang namin mag-dinner, tapos bumalik kami ng hotel sa Baguio. Baguio kasi area ko noon. Sabi sa akin ng boss ko, Kap, ang tahimik mo. Paano ka makakabenta? Kasi dapat ang mga salespeople, maboka, minsan dapat life of the party. So after that, natulog kami pero hindi ako nakatulog. Kakaisip, paano ko nga ba gagawin to? Baka nasa mali akong industry. Pero after that, after a month, tumawag sa akin yung boss ko, Kap, anong ginawa mo? Kasi yung Baguio just got the highest sales ever. So, may paraan pala. May paraan na kahit introvert ako, hindi ko kailangan maging extrovert. Hindi ko kailangan, kasi meron akong teammate nun, sobrang maboka, life of the party talaga. Sabi ng boss ko, gayahin mo yan. Trinay ko pero hindi ko magaya. So meron tayong mga strengths kasi na pwede natin magamit for us to really sell effectively. And ito yung book na yun. More on about my experiences, research, and mga natutunan ko rin from other introverts.
Back in Baguio, so what was your strategy to get the highest sales compared to the other cities?
Okay. So, first month ko, of course, wala akong masyadong alam. So, meron akong mga agent sa Baguio na nag-iikot. So, unang-una, tinanong ko sila, ano pa yung mga opportunities natin? Yun, sige. Yun yung puntahan natin. So, ang customers kasi namin, ang clients namin, ang hotels, restaurants, caterers, pati mga karinderya. Kasi binebenta namin nun mga Knorr products, so mga Knorr cubes, pero instead of Knorr cubes, Knorr cube. Kasi pang talaga, pang institutional, mga ganon. So, pinuntahan namin. Yung mga pinuntahan namin, kami, nagbenta ng mga new products or dinagdagan namin yung mga pwede pa nilang, for example, 1 kilo lang yung in-order nila. Ginawa namin, pwede nyo rin itong gamitin, ma'am, for example, sa sinigang or sa So, nadadagdagan yung benta.
Ang galing.
Dagdagan. And meron din distributor nun na nagbenta kami ng malaki kasi alam namin na mabebenta nila na na sa kanilang clients na sa kanila o-order. So tinulungan din namin yung distributor na to na mabenta yung products.
That's a very good concept kasi that's the main reason why kikita ka or lalaki yung sales kasi you're helping other people get more sales as well. And in terms, since sabi mo nga B2B, hindi siya customer base, hindi siya retail, very effective.
Tama.
Maybe that's the reason. Yung nakwento mo kasi yung extrovert, yung party tapos yung medyo loud. I don't think naisip niya yung strategy na yun. Naisip lang niya parang B2C yung strategy. Tama yung strategy mo. That's a great way. From Baguio, after that, since kayo yung biggest sales, ano nangyari after that? Na-promote ka? Nahawakan mo yung ibang cities?
First month yun, pero the coming months, balik sa si Kap tahimik. Si Kap tahimik, ganun. So kasi every Monday nakikita-kita lahat eh. Except yung mga nasa Visayas, Mindanao. Pero lahat ng Metro Manila, North Luzon na Mondays nakikita-kita kami. So, si Kap tahimik. Na-judge talaga ako. Na-judge ako. Pero eventually, nung mga second year ko, doon na nag-start yung parang nakikilala na talaga ako. Nalipat ako sa Quezon City. Tapos merong marketing campaign na sinasabi ng marami, hindi mag-work yan, hindi mag-work. Ako, in-execute ko lang. After that, parang, okay to talagang nag-grow yung area ni Cap. Nag-grow yung area niya, nakabenta, nag-work yung campaign. So, nakilala na ako, nagka-awards na ako, best in ganito, best in ganon. Then, medyo nalilimutan na nila na tahimik ako. At napopromote na ako na-promote na ako sa handling yung mga yung team ko mismo.
Is that considered corporate with Unilever? Corporate siya,
corporate,
right? When was the time you decided na, ayoko ng corporate? So, how did you do it? Nag-transition ka to freelance or business agad?
Actually, matagal pa eh. Kasi after that, may mga companies pa ako na na pinasukan.
Sales din?
Sales din talaga. And nag-San Miguel ako after. Tapos nag-IT. Okay. Nag-IT and ako medical equipment.
Really?
As digital marketing agency. Nung digital marketing agency, doon ako napaisip na pwede kong pwede akong mag-freelance, pwede akong mag-start ng company ko in the future.
So, ang dami mo palang experience in that field. And you work with the major companies. So, what made you decide when, sabi mo, digital marketing company, what made you decide na I can go on my own na?
It started nung pandemic. Nung pandemic talaga. Kasi I was still working with a local digital marketing agency nung time na yon. Then, nagkaroon ng opportunity to work for a realtor sa US na freelancer ako. So, ang ginagawa ko nun, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. nagwo-work ako for the local digital marketing agency. Tapos freelancer ako sa gabi. So, 9 p.m. naman to 5 a.m. yung work ko dun. So, grabe yung tulog ko, ilang oras lang. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Natutulog din ako ng breaks. So, for example, instead na kumain ako ng lunch, tutulog na lang ako, ganon. Then, I decided na eventually nagkaroon ako ng 4 na clients sa US. Mag-resign na lang ako dun sa ko.
Local.
Para lagi rin kami nag-aaway ng boss ko. Lagi rin kami nag-aaway. After, yun, talagang nag-freelance ako during the pandemic and siguro after several months. And nakita ko ito yung opportunities pala na pwede kong ma-expand, pwede akong mag-grow.
That's interesting. And how far back? Pandemic, kailan ng pandemic? It's 2025. 5 years ago, 2020. And then fast forward, when did you start your book?
I started writing my book 2017. So before pa yan,
before pandemic.
Before pandemic. Kasi di ko alam kung ano yung nag-trigger sa akin, pero siguro more on being judged as an introvert pa rin. Na alam ko na kaya kong magbenta paano ba ako makakatulong sa mga tao. So I started writing Selling for Introverts, na yun na yung quick guide ngayon. Parang meron ako 40-page quick guide for introverts kung paano makakabenta. So yun yung sinimulan ko. Then nung 2023, doon ko tinuloy ito. Doon ko sinimulan din to. Na talagang mas comprehensive. Ang dami ko na nakausap ng mga introverts na paano magbenta. So may mga case studies din ako dito.
Nice. And is it all about that dyan sa book? Or may halong experience mo din in the
May
past?
halong experience. So,
Nice.
yung case studies ko, mga ano siya, last chapter. So, pero ito, it starts with mindset, personal branding, paano yung sales, flow, paano ka magne-negotiate, paano ka magko-close, paano ka mag-handle ng objections. So, lahat, basically nandyan ng kailangan ng mga introverts.
So pwede
makabenta.
pala yan sa madaming kasi karamihan ng mga Gen Zs these days, I would consider the introvert, even the extroverts, they could read about this kasi yung iba nga, diba, nauuso yung faceless, anong tawag doon? Faceless marketing.
Faceless content.
Content, yeah, di ba? Kasi I would say, hindi lang sa nahiya sila. I think they're partly introvert kasi they don't want to show their face.
Ang daming ganun.
Dami nga. And it works. It works. I think there's a lot of insight. That's why I wanted a copy. Just, pati ako na-interested ako kasi sabi ko, it's not that the only reason I was considered an introvert when I was a kid kasi I grew up in a different country. The most that I would get is discrimination. So because of that, I would rather stay home. I would rather stay quiet. I would rather be the guy now no one would notice. That's why I couldn't say that I was purely an introvert, but I could say that I made the choice not to get any attention.
Okay.
So I think in my case, I was slightly because of that. I would consider myself an introvert, but also with this one, right now, kasi when I moved to Pinas, and then I started my first business, it wasn't a business for introverts. It was a business for extroverts.
Okay.
You know, my first business dito sa Pinas, believe it or not, straight out of college, was a club, a bar/club.
Okay.
You know, hindi club ng babae, yung may sumasayaw, hindi ganun. But it was a bar. It was a bar. We had a DJ and all that. It was dark. It was a lot of activities going on, and it wasn't fit for someone who's an introvert. But because growing up sa ibang bansa, especially in a country that high in discrimination, pagdating ko dito, it felt like, wow, parang naging extrovert ako bigla, right? But going back to your book, is there a formula there for, let's say, people who want to learn, not only for introverts, I mean, when it comes to sales in general, is this something they could learn from your book?
Oo. Talagang, even yung yung sa time natin ngayon, kasi ang tinuturo ko dito rin, paano ka makikilala? Paano ka eventually na sila na yung lalapit sa'yo, yung mga clients. So, online. So, meron yan, kaya may personal branding eh. Kasi whether we like it or not, may personal brand tayo. We just have to fix it. We just have to tell the world, ito tayo, ito kami, ito ako.
If you were to summarize your book summarize it into 10 bullet points, can you give me your best summary for that?
Okay, so first one is to, of course, have a growth mindset. Second is find your superpower, introverted superpower. Third, build your personal brand. Fourth, learn how to sell. So, dapat yun? Ask the right questions. Get to know your customer. Provide the best solutions. And listen. Tapos, when you close the deal, ako kasi pag nag-close ako ng deal, more on lang eh. Parang may call to action ako. So, for example, ikaw, Philip, sabihin ko, for us to start this service, you just need to sign this contract and pay the first month. tatahimik na ako. Ganun. Tatahimik na ako, tapos I listen to your kung ano yung sagot mo, kung gagawin mo na ba or kung may kailangan pa. So yun. Then learn, of course, how to handle objections. Kasi when we handle objections or pag may objection si potential client, alam natin na interested na eh. Unless talagang nang gagago lang. Or pero usually, interested yun. Kailangan lang natin alamin kung paano natin sasagutin or how we can really solve the client's problems. And nakakailan bullet points sa bago. Pero siguro the best thing is for you to when you sell, just make sure or dapat yung mindset mo, you're helping someone with your services. So yun yung pinaka talaga you're helping someone solve that problem na fine-face ng potential client mo.
There's one point that you mentioned in terms of objection. Maganda kasi, ang dami kasi pumapasok sa sales from what I know. And then, try sila, let's say, 1 week. First day, hindi sila nakabenta. Second day, hindi sila nakabenta. Third, 1 week, hindi sila nakabenta. And then, laging, hindi, either mahal, ayaw ko yan, everything. What is your top tips of handling objections?
Ask also, bakit niya nasabi yun? Nako-compare ba niya to sa isang service? Kasi baka may nakausap na. So for example, na lang, social media marketing package na lang, example. So, sinabi ni client, ay, ang mahal ng 50,000.
Okay.
Bakit mo nasabing mahal yung 50,000? May nakausap ka na ba na iba? Ano yung package? So baka naman kasi yung package yung isa, kaya mura, let's say 10 na content, walang strategy, gagawa lang ng content. Baka Facebook lang, yung ino-offer mo may LinkedIn din pala. So kailangan mong alamin kung bakit siya nag-o-object ng ganun. Then, explain mo, ito yung difference, ito yung kaya kong ibigay sa'yo, kaya kong mag-convert ng sales, hindi lang puro visuals, hindi lang puro content, pero eventually wala rin palang wala ring conversion. So, kailangan mo munang alamin yung kung bakit niya nasabi yung objection na yun. Then, explain mo in a good way. Tapos, yun nga, nagwo-work yung I understand where you're coming from, yung mga ganun na linya. Tapos, yun, explain mo na kung bakit.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And kasi, for example, I know a lot of people who went as a financial advisor, car salesman, real estate. Ang dami nagkukwit. Wala tapos silang benta. And I think, ang akala ng iba kasi, ang sales is parang retail. Bibili ka sa tindahan, ito, bayaran ka na. Pero when they're doing high ticket, or not even high ticket, yung the basic, I think they put on the wrong expectations. If they want to sell a car, they fail at the part where minsan isa lang yung binibentahan nila. Not knowing that you have to sell.
Dapat marami, sa marami.
Dapat, kung gusto mo na isang benta, dapat lapitan mo 10 tao, di ba? 10%. Actually, 10% is too high. Right? Out of that. So, ibig sabihin, kung gusto mo benta ng 10 laptop, 100 na tao, hindi lang. Feeling mo dapat 1,000. Am I right? Di ba? That's the problem with people. I think sales are for people who are consistent and not emotional about it. Ang dami kasi naging madrama. Ay, hindi ako nakabenta, ayoko na.
Tama.
Is that usual sa mga trainees mo sa workshop? Is that part of their... to me, I see that's the main problem. Pag hindi ka nakabenta ng ngayon, wala na, ayoko na. What's your advice for that?
Normal talaga na nangyayari. Lalo na yung sa freelance world na lang. Kasi yun yung pinaka nasa industry ko yun. Ang daming bago. So for example, sabi nga to sa TribeX, nung na-attendan ko rin nung weekend, sabi ni John Pagulayan, nung founder.
Yeah.
Email marketer ka dati. Tapos ngayon, bakit parang GHL na? Ano nangyari? Web designer na. So, nagpapalit-palit kung ano yung nagwo-work or ano yung trending. So, dapat, ang gawin mo talaga, kung ano yung expertise mo, aralin mo pa. Aralin mo. Stick with it. Unless talagang hindi ka naman pala expert doon or hindi talaga yun yung para sa'yo, then maybe mag-shift ka sa ibang ibang service or ibang industry. Tama yung sinabi mo about dun sa maraming kinakausap dapat. back when I was working sa agency ng Citibank, so yun yung pinakauna ko. I was selling credit cards. So I was doing 100 calls per day na ang gamit lang namin papel, ruler, tsaka ballpen. Kasi papel nandun yung listahan. Ruler kasi maliit yung sulat. Ballpen para malagay kung nakausap ba or ano. 100 names per day. Pero ang sabi kasi ng trainer namin nun, okay lang na na you're really learning the product, na you're memorizing or internalizing kung ano yung service, kung ano yung mga benefits, features. Pero at the end of the day, ang pinaka-importante, may kinakausap ka. Kasi kung wala kang kinakausap, bali wala yung knowledge mo, bali wala yung product na binebenta mo. So dapat talaga may kinakausap ka every day para makabenta ka. So yung mga nag-quit nun, naalala ko, I mentioned this sa isang podcast ko kasi we also have a podcast called PGA Boys Night Out.
Wow.
So, PGA kasi is a community of mine. I co-founded with a graphic designer. So, Philippine Graphic Artists.
Oh, nice.
It's one of the most biggest and oldest na rin. We're about to reach 200,000 members. We're about to reach
Dapat nasali ako dyan
sali ka doon. Ang sabi ko nun, parang ayoko na mag-freelance. Tapos malalaman ko, ano bang ginagawa mo para makahanap ng client? Wala pala, nanonood ng Netflix, naglalaro ng Mobile Legends. So, bakit mo sasabing mahirap yung freelance kung hindi mo naman pala ginagawa? Hindi ka naman pala naghahanap ng clients. So, dapat maghanap ka ng clients. Yun talaga yung as a salesperson, as a business owner, as a freelancer, pinaka-task mo talaga is maghanap ng client, magbenta.
I want to pick your brain a bit. Sabi mo kasi, and it can work in any industry, right? I want to give you a case study, a scenario lang, something that could benefit. But before that, tama ba to? Philippine Graphic Artists, the Filipino graphic design community? Sige.
Ayan.
Sali na ako, are you graphic designer? 0 years. 0 years. Sali kayo. Very interesting siya. I'll give you one scenario because our friend Gab here has a what do you call it? A pop-up restaurant ba siya? Or no, pop-up food shop.
Yes.
What do you call that?
Food shop.
Hindi siya cart, hindi siya may pwesto siya talaga. May pwesto siya. It's somewhere around here. And what do you guys sell?
Korean kimbap.
Yeah, kimbap.
Dito?
Yes po.
Oh.
Yeah, somewhere nearby that.
Okay.
And ilang square yung store mo? 20 square meters. So small pop-up shop, very new, very new. What's your struggles? Let's ask Kap. Let's pick his brain.
So now, nakuha ko sa sinabi ni Cap. I think looking for more clients, increasing sales, and the fact na yung time management when it comes to when you're doing accounting, you can focus on marketing. So the simplest way possible, aside dun, I have work pa. How do I make it better? How do I do it better?
Take note, Gen Z, new business. Ilan taon na?
I think, 3 months pa.
3 months
Ikaw,
pa lang.
ilan taon ka na?
Me,
23.
Grabe.
So,
Yung ginagawa ko niyang
young entrepreneur has a business, but your struggles nga, increasing your clients and time management in your sales, accounting. Okay.
Okay. Kamusta yung presence online?
Persons online, it needs, improvement talaga.
Okay.
Super.
Anong pangalan? Ano mo?
Dapat na.
Go gimbap.
1999, go.
Gimbap.
And kamusta yung content? More on lang ba? More on about the food or...
Content-wise po, mostly sa posts is graphic yung ginagawa sa Canva. Sa videos, I have the skill pero I can't do it kasi may time na kailangan i-google sa accounting, other stuff, and I use it with the staff. So,
Pero is it more hard sell? Parang showing the food?
yes.
Okay.
To give him context. We have an
Ayan. Okay. Okay to, pero yung lagi ko sinasabi sa client ko. For example, may isa akong client, mga tent naman, rental or sales. Tapos tinignan ko yung post niya, puro tungkol dun sa tent. sabi ko sa kanya, tas walang engagement, walang kahit ano. So sabi ko, mag-post ka ng parang something educational siguro or something funny. Depende sa ano mo Depende sa brand mo. Kasi ano yan related yun Baka tinatry mong maging funny, hindi ka naman pala funny yung brand mo or something. So depende yun, depende. Natutunan ko recently na lahat tayo, so pwede rin tong sa company brand or meron pala tayong communication color. Communication color. So for example, red yata. Mga yan, Gary Vaynerchuk. Mga very direct, very parang
frank,
very strong yung personality.
Straightforward.
Ayun. Imagine kung ako yun, hindi mag-work sa akin yun. Kasi ako, green pala ako. Although blue yung brand color ko, green ako na more empathetic.
Okay.
More community. So, nalaman ko, na-realize ko, tama naman pala yung mga pinopost ko. More on community, more on empathy. May yellow, yun yung mga humorous. So, sino ba yung mga kilala mong may humor? So, dapat yun yung pinopost nila. And blue yata yung ayan, data, more analytical, more... So, sundin mo yung color mo na yun.
How many colors ba meron?
Four colors. So, yellow, red, blue, and green.
How would you describe me?
Hindi ko pa masabi. Nasa red ka ba and blue?
Oh, may blue pa ako? Baka sabi mo blue data.
Hindi ko masabi pa Hindi ko, or baka red.
Oh.
Baka red.
Interesting. Akala ko green kasi community.
Hindi ko alam. Baka mali ako. Siguro more I still need to get to know you more.
Okay. Oh, may ganyan pala. May graph.
Ayun, may ganun pala. Ayun.
I never take these tests. Doon pa lang sa IQ test, hindi ko na tinitake Kasi alam ko, hindi naman, I was always bad academically. Seriously, give me something academic, bad. Give me something in the real world, I'll be great at it.
Street smart ba? Parang ganun.
Mga ganun. But academically, parang, even if you show me like lessons from grade 5, parang medyo, sorry, iwas na ako. Pati algebra, up to now, the only thing I know is bra. That's it. Algebra, hindi ko alam. Very good advice. So, you have to pick your colors.
Hindi lang para sa'yo. So, mag-post ka rin ng something Yun, parang ginagawa ng angkas. Di ba? Kaya ang daming nagpa-follow, daming nagre-react. Kasi, hindi lang tungkol dun sa service nila More, ang galing nilang trend jacking or talagang very funny yung nila. Yung minsan yung content nila.
Naalala mo yung years back, I think this was before the pandemic. Naalala mo yung Jollibee stories, yung short film ba yun? What do you call those? Is it just like that?
Actually, di ko alam. Pero naalala ko yung mga ganda nun. Mga gandang kinuha nilang actress. Or
Si Nescafe may ganun din Indirect, parang indirect yung, pero more stories. I think
storytelling talaga iba yung dating, 'di ba? Iba yung nakaka-relate kasi. Ang dami nakaka-relate. Kaya meron din ako dito cap framework na dapat mag-post ka rin ng something personal. Wag palagi.
Okay.
Para makarelate sa yung mga tao. So, meron akong case study na nag-work for me.
Okay.
Nag-post ako about my rock bottom moment. So, yung rock bottom moment ko happened more than 10 years ago. Mga 15 years na yata, mga ganun. Grabe yung parang umabot ng mga 1,000 shares. Tapos nagko-comment sa akin, nag-message na, Kap, thank you for posting this. Nabuhayan ako ng loob. Kasi I'm also struggling, I'm also facing my rock bottom moment. Pero nabuhayan ako ng loob, na-motivate ako. So, post about personal stories na that can motivate other people, that can inspire. Kasi eventually, ang nangyari sa akin, merong mga nag-follow sa akin dahil doon. Pero dahil finalo nila ako, nalaman nila yung mga services ko, trainings ko.
Nice.
And after ilang months, nag-message sa akin, Kap, can you help me? Kasi, I'm struggling with selling or sales or sa LinkedIn. Then nalaman ko nung kunento nila sa akin, Kap, kaya kita finalo dahil dun sa rock bottom moment mo.
Oh, nice. So very impactful pala. And that was 15 years ago pa. Nice. And what's this? I saw this a couple of months ago. Kasi I barely go to LinkedIn. But every time I go to LinkedIn,
Ako ba na?
ikaw lagi yung, sikap na naman. Okay. Grabe yung engagement mo. Tapos sabi ko, galing naman ito. Kasi I was never a LinkedIn guy. Nandun lang ako because people said, just be present there. You know, so in LinkedIn, I'm very quiet. I barely share there. The platform is not for me unless I'm hiring or unless I want to find someone professionals in that platform. But I saw that parang, wow, LinkedIn expert. How'd you get to that point? Kasi ako nga sabi ko, ang hirap naman sa LinkedIn. Parang hindi ko siya it's not my forte. But how'd you get to that point na grabe, parang I forgot what I saw, but it was you were amongst the top in LinkedIn, and then that you were certified something about LinkedIn. What's that all about? Can you tell us? Can you share?
Nung 2023 kasi, when I was still thinking, ano bang i-offer ko na service? Ang dami kasing social media managers, social media marketing. So, pag tinatanong ko, Kap, anong difference mo sa iba? Hindi ko rin alam. Hindi ko alam. So, inaral ko talaga yung LinkedIn. So, YouTube, finalo ko yung lahat ng magagaling, lahat ng marami ng followers. Then, eventually, nalaman ko, ito pala yung ito yung ingredients, ito yung secrets kung paano mag-grow and eventually makakuha ng clients through LinkedIn. Kasi the past few months, starting last year talaga, yung mga clients ko na nakukuha, mostly sila yung lumalapit na sa akin.
Nice.
Sa LinkedIn.
Sa LinkedIn.
Sa LinkedIn. So, very first client ko, sinabi sa akin, Kap, nakita ko yung post mo na yung mga tinuturo mo about LinkedIn and all. Do you do this for your clients? Nung time na yun, hindi ko pa talaga pinoprovide yun. Pero nasa isip ko na. Sabi ko, oo naman. So, after 2 days or 3 days, after a day, nag-meeting kami Saturday. Then, nung Tuesday, naging client ko na siya. Doon nag-start yung LinkedIn management services ko. Doon nag-start.
Tsaka, I think you're the only expert I've seen online with LinkedIn. I've seen the rest, but LinkedIn is just an add-on. Yung sa'yo talagang focused
Oo, nag-focus talaga ako sa LinkedIn na kapag may nagtatanong, for example, sa Facebook, who can help me on LinkedIn?
Wala.
May problema ako. Ako yung usually na na may mention. Na, merong iba, may mga ibang na may mention. Pero, yun nga, medyo na-build ko yung yung brand ko na when it comes to selling for introverts, when it comes to LinkedIn, ako yung go-to guy.
And I think I know why. Kasi, imagine, ako nga, barely on LinkedIn, but when I go to LinkedIn, I see you all the time. So, parang na-form yung... Hindi naman, I think na-form yung connection. Na parang, kilala ko to. So, siya na lang yung lalapitan ko. Even though marami ng iba, di ba? Parang, parang ito lagi nakikita ko. Traditional marketing, just like, di ba? Just like Jollibee, SM, all that. Di ba? Why do they need to still put up banners for their Chicken Joy? Di ba? Even Coca-Cola, hindi nga they're always around. Pero indirectly parang, yan naman lagi nakikita natin. Yan na lang, di ba? Saan tayo kakain? Jollibee na lang. Yan nakita natin, di ba? So, I think that's what you did. So, that's why LinkedIn, for sure, if I go to LinkedIn now, ikaw yung una post.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's so amazing that you've got to this level. What's in the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
Meron kasi akong goal talaga na to empower millions of introverts. Hindi lang sa sales, pero rin, mag-build ng business. So, yun yung gusto ko talagang gawin And hopefully, yun na yung yung direction ko na I'll be able to really empower millions of introverts. And yun, mukhang doon ako papunta.
That's nice. At least you're our poster boy for that.
Siguro what helped me as well was when I rebranded.
Okay.
Nirebrand ko yung sarili ko. So, marami nang may hindi alam, pero ang real name ko, Cameron Rafael. Hernandez.
Okay.
So nag-rebrand ako 2023 lang din. Ginawa kong Cap Hernandez. Kasi nickname ko noon Cam Hernandez. So usually sinasabi nila sa akin either Cameron Rebosado, ganun, or Cam. So ang daming tapos na-realize ko, mahilig akong mag-Cap. Favorite Avenger ko si Captain America. So I decided Cap Hernandez na lang. When I did that, parang mas nag-stick sa mga tao na may iba pa nga nagsabi, if you're familiar with Harry Singh, si Kage, sabi niya sa akin, Cap with a cap. So, ang dali mong maalala, sabi sa akin yan, ganun. And mostly yun yung sinasabi sa akin. And ang pinaka nag-work din sa akin was when nung na-find ko yung ikigai ko. So, noong 2023, someone told me, Cap, you're all over the place. Ang gulo-gulo ng utak mo. So, mag-ikigay ka nga sa akin. Yung pala, bebentahan lang ako. Hindi, mag-ikigay ka nga sa akin. Free yun session. Then, that's the time I realized na I was really good in sales, pero ang passion ko is teaching. So, kinumbine ko yung dalawa. Nung nalaman ko yun na, doon na nag-start na ang direction ko. Very clear na nung nalaman ko yung ikigai ko. So, what you're good at, what you love doing, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. Yun yung ikigai eh.
Explain briefly, what is ikigai?
Ayun, siya? Japanese term siya for what you're good at, what you love doing, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And yung apat na yun, ito na yung ginagawa ko. Selling for introverts, teaching other introverts how to sell, empowering them, teaching LinkedIn. So, nandun na yung apat na yun, nandun na lahat ng mga ginagawa ko. Nag-match na.
Nice. Remember, ikigai. Wag lang arigato. Very, very, very good advice. Thank you, Cap. And I love when you say rebrand. Kasi I did that this year and it worked perfectly. And it was either using the company's brand or my brand. And it was more impactful just seeing a person. So people were like more interested in the content that I was creating. So best advice for we wouldn't say changing your brand, but pero siguro evolving your brand. No? Kasi Cam ka eh. So Cap, it's true. Pag nakita mo si Cap, what does he look like? Basta nakakap. It's good. Pwede nga sa barangay. Cap!
Okay.
Pagpunta sa isang lugar.
Kaya nga ayaw ko na sabihin nila na Sir Cap eh. Kasi Cap na eh. Kapitan na eh. So, wag mo na tawagin Sir Cap. Cap na lang.
I love it. Tell us, where can we get your book? Where can we find your book? I'm sure there's a ton of people who wants to buy your book.
They can directly message me sa Facebook page. So, Cap Hernandez, look for me there. Meron akong Facebook page, Cap Hernandez, the Sales Introvert. So, that's my company page or business page sa Facebook. And Cap Hernandez naman, profile ko sa both LinkedIn and Facebook. So, message me. Yung team ko yung mag-send sa inyo kung saan. Wala pang Shopee and all. wala pa sa fully book, pero that's my plan next year na hopefully masama na sa fully book sa National Bookstore.
We're looking forward to that.
Thank you.
They can order that through your pages, right?
Through my pages, yes.
Ilalal-move na lang nila. So, free shipping ba? How much is it? How much are you selling it?
It's $799 plus shipping. Ayun.
Imagine all the years combined with experience and great tips for just $799, right? And that's very valuable. I think this works for not only anyone in the industry, real estate, insurance, retail, kayo na bala, but I'm pretty sure that I'm buying this today, right now.
Thank you.
Apart from, do you create video content for people that could watch?
Yes, meron akong mga video content, mga reels, and again, next year, plan ko na mag long form content.
Right.
I tried that the past, kailan ba? I think last year or this year. Pero I want to do more. And then yung mga podcast ko, ibabalik ko. I have several podcasts. Yung PGA Boys Night Out. Then I also have Beyond the Noise. So, pang mga introverts talaga.
Nice.
I also have Uncapped Potential. So, mga in-interview ko mga people who believes in continuous improvement.
I love that.
So, yun.
I love that. We should subscribe. All right. Thank you for all the details. We'll be surely to follow you. And let's just end the session like this.